Hello Internet, and welcome to another installment of my Let's Play series. And as you can see here, today we'll be taking a look at another game from the NES library, a game called Snake Rattle and Roll, developed by Rare, who most of us know from a lot of their later games and popular franchises. This game came out in 1989, and this game, just to throw out a warning here, this game is incredibly difficult, and I will not be doing a full Let's Play of it. This is part of a series I'm doing parallel to the regular Let's Plays that are meant to be more like quick looks, where I'll be playing through the game, kind of exploring and explaining what the game's about, and cutting together sort of the highlights of the session, because I can tell you now from my history with this game, I'm not going to be beating it in a single run. But as you can see, this game is about snakes. That's me. I'm playing as Rattle, the orange snake. And the main point of the game is eating balls. Those little things you see rolling around on the ground that extend my body. I think they're called nibbly pibblies. That's the main point of this game, is to consume enough of them to get to the end of the level and get on a scale which opens up the door to the next zone. And so and you'll notice at the bottom I'm on a time limit. I think they give you 90 seconds to start. And so you run into these different machines that spit out the little nibbly pibblies. I'm just going to call them balls. And so the point is to get enough of them till your tail is flashing, and that means you're heavy or you're at your max length. And what some people might realize as I'm playing this game is that it probably bears a lot of resemblance to a current game you can play on mobile or in browser called Slither.io. It's a very similar type of concept. This one just so happens to be more of a platformer, almost Qbert type environment. And so basically you're just trying to get to the end, and that right there is a giant foot. If I touch it, it takes off a body segment, and if it steps on me, I die. But yeah, basically the point is to get to the end of the level and get through all the hazards and environmental terrain and proceed on to the next map. I know that sounds simple, but like our last game that we tried, everything always seems simple in explanation, but as we progress through the game in the later levels, it gets difficult. And this game is very, very unforgiving. You have limited lives, limited continues, and pretty much everything kills you. These pyramid-shaped blocks are actually spikes that will insta-kill me if I touch them. So I definitely want to avoid doing that. The clock icons will give me more time in the level if I'm not done collecting balls. And I need to watch out for those bombs, because they will kill me and set me back in progress. The little manhole things have surprises. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. That's a shark. If I hang around in the water too long, it'll bite me and take off a body segment. And so you see here, that's the scale and the level. And if I'm heavy enough, it'll open up the door, which sometimes is right next to the scale, and sometimes it's a little further away. So the challenge, of course, is opening up the level and then also getting to the end. And like many games from the old school era, this one is of course score-based. And each level, the little bouncing ball things have different forms. Like you can see there, now they have springs instead of just rolling around. And the little fork icon, which I don't think I can get from here, makes my tongue longer. It resets your power-up status every time you clear a level. And these mushrooms do damage. Oh, got away from me. And just like other old-school platformer games, you can defeat enemies by either jumping on them or hitting them with your tongue. A little wind-up thing that makes me faster, which is sort of a mixed blessing in a lot of cases, because this game has really strange controls. It almost controls isometrically, where you're moving in a three-dimensional plane, because the field is three-dimensional, but it gets tricky when you have to jump around obstacles or spikes, because you basically have to maneuver your body in 3 dimensions. And I will probably in short order illustrate why that's difficult, as I make tons of mistakes. That running toilet seat does damage. I'm just trying to get enough body segments to progress on here. This here is a bonus stage. I think there's at least one in every level. I don't know where they all are. It has been ages since I played this game. I remember my brother and I, when we were younger, playing on the Nintendo. We used to play this all the time, and we were never able to beat it. Basically, this game is kind of like Battletoads, another rare game in fact, where having 2 people on the screen makes your job more difficult in a lot of ways, because you can get each other killed, and I think you can actually make it difficult to beat the level if you're constantly dying. And I can't remember if one person gets a game over, if the game still keeps going, lets the other person finish the level, but I remember us playing this game endlessly and not being able to beat it. But if I drop down here, open up the door, I think I just have to make my way back up to the top. Guess we'll find out if it stays open for a short amount of time. But I think I just need to get up there before the timer runs out. And don't drop off the edge, because if I drop off to the right side, sort of off plane, that would kill me. It's basically spikes kill you. If you run out of body segments and an enemy hits you, it kills you. If you fall from too high, it kills you. And basically everything in some form kills you. So now we're on level 3. I know I'm blazing through these kind of fast, but that will definitely not last forever. Okay, tongue power up there. Watch out for the toilet seats. Another tongue power up there. I don't remember if the color of the enemies makes a difference. I know for the bouncing ball segments, the blue ones I think are the lowest amount of segments. Yellow is the highest, and orange is medium. And as you can see, for this level, little bouncing balls now have legs and run around map. And in true gruesome fashion, after you eat them, your snake guy will cough out the limbs and spit them out. That was always a kind of funny touch. I think all the different forms do that in some capacity. Oh, that is not what I wanted. That power up reverses your controls. So now I have to be super careful. Oh, there it wore off. I didn't want to try and make that jump while it was... Ah! And that's death number 1. As you can see, you get a nice comical arg. And I think I died just because I touched the tip of that spike. But even if I didn't, the distance would have killed me. So, that's 1 life down. And let's see if I can just ignore you. Because if this guy steps on me, then I will die. And I could have just leapt over there. Well, it resets me back to 40. That's nice. Let's see if I can get a 1-up from this guy. Nope. Just gotta jump at the right time. And I'll clear the water hazard and make it to the door. This game definitely, it's fun and it's pretty quirky. But at the same time, its mechanics are really janky. And there's some parts that, just from a control perspective, make it difficult. Sort of artificially. There we go. Almost ran out of time. Precise controls would be key in a game like this when there's so many hazards, but it really doesn't control the best, and it requires you to be very specific in a lot of areas. And they just troll you straight up sometimes, like that was a bomb, which I need to pay more attention to, because if I get hit by a bomb without any segments, I will just lose a life and die. Fortunately, there's a generator right here. It's spitting bombs. And little bouncing balls here sort of splatter, and then they just keep bouncing. There's the door up there. So I should just be able to hug the wall. I don't know if I really needed that, but... Oh, that was close. Just touching any part of those pyramid-shaped spikes kills you. It's pretty brutal. And... Oh man, I hope there's... I hope there's another segment up there because I got hit. So we'll find out. Most of the enemies or hazards can be killed, like those saw things can be killed. And, oh man. I think I need to jump over there. Yeah. Ah! Oh, there's gonna be a lot of that. I think using Game Genie we were able to get to the last level, but good lord. Good lord, this game is difficult. And it's mostly because of the jumps. I need to jump across onto that manhole and then around the corner to the platform directly above me. And I think that's continue number 1. It requires you to be perfect. And if you make one mistake, then you hit the spikes and die. Or just run out of time. I mean, that's very possible. Of course, I could get all the way to the end and be completely out of... not have the amount of segments I need, thus wasting all of my time. Let's see. What if I'm doing something wrong? Come on. I got it. Okay, so that's a bonus tile right there. So that's good. I can get the last segments I need to beat the level here, and as long as I don't die, I should be good to go. Of course, I could also miss all of these things. Well, it doesn't matter. You basically have to eat them before they jump back in the machine and disappear. But that's okay. My tail's flashing, so I got the right amount of segments. Now I just have to carefully jump all the way across. Oh! Oh, come on. Assuming I can beat level 4, it only gets more difficult as you go. And having to do these stupid corner jumps is probably the most difficult. Oh. And, I forgot about the anvils. That, I think you just have to run through there, but I'm out of body segments, so back... Oh. And I jumped too far. Alright. 60 seconds to get all the way to the end. At least now I think I sort of had that jump figured out. I say that, but watch me as I make a stupid mistake and hit the spikes. Oh. Basically have to jump from the very edge and then hook around, but my god, that's a really specific jump. And of course I'm on my last life. With 50 seconds to go. At least if I get back here, it would take me very little time to get back here, so what I would probably... Oh, come on. What I would probably do is just cut back there, And yeah, we have a final score, but who cares? Oh, you can just jump straight across? Well, I am probably going to edit that point in just because that's great. I wasted like a combined total of maybe 5 continues trying to jump around the corner when I could have just jumped straight on. And that's not going to give me the segments I need. Yep, you can just jump straight across. Man, I'm an idiot. Okay. Alright. Alright, if I just sprint all the way across... Oh, wow, okay. Ah, that jump is so easy, man. Let's see if I just... Alright. Now I just gotta make it to the door. Oh! Oh, it starts me back up there. That's nice. Alright. 0 lives left. Level 4 completed. We can at least take a look at level 5 before it kicks me all the way back to the beginning of the stupid game. Oh yes, I remember this part with the magic carpets. This is where paying attention to sort of depth perception comes in handy, because you gotta really pay attention to where everything is. Hey. Okay. Because, as you can imagine, having to do precision jumps... Ah, yes, this is where the flying ones are. The whole 3D plane of movement with the flying guys makes this more difficult. And... oh... I think that's it.